Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. I've been working on a class called With a Twist, and it's really all about sort of doing different things with your stamps and dies. And in this case, I made stencils out of my dies. So this is the Altenew Craft-A-Flower Tulip Layering die set, and I just took the dies and I cut them into white cardstock and made stencils, and stenciled instead of using the dies. And then I cut the front of my card at an angle, and so I've got my scene on the front, but when you open it, that scene is the same on the inside where that angle is. So you can see my stem here goes right up, and the only thing I didn't do is I forgot to angle that tulip like that one, but this one's good. So see, that stem goes up, you've got the flower on the front, but you've also got that same flower on the inside. And it's a really fun card to make. Let me show you how it's made. Okay, so for this card, I'm gonna do something a little bit different in that I am going to kind of create a bit of a different fold. So I'm gonna take part of this card off, and then when I put my design on, my design will be on the front or on here, but it will also continue on to the back. So let me cut my card. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, and I'm just going to cut from about 1 inch down on this side to about, and it doesn't have to, I'm not going to measure it, just to about 1 inch in on that side. We're just going to take basically a slice off that side, just like that. That's it. Super easy. Now comes the fun and unconventional part of my card. So I took the Altenew Craft-A-Flower Tulip Layering die set, and I took the dies for each of the flowers. So these 3 for that flower, these 3 for that flower, these 3 for that flower. And I cut them just into white cardstock, and the leaves as well. And I just cut them into white cardstock. So there's one flower, there's a flower, there's a flower. And I basically created a stencil. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to stencil using the dies. So we're gonna start with tulip. I'm gonna do tulips, and I'm going to do the stenciling, and then you'll see how it goes. It's going to be, it'll be different. I'll guarantee that. So I'm going to I'm going to use some yellows and oranges for my tulips, and then some green for my, so we're going to start with the base layer. I'm going to start with my fresh lemon. Now I'm going to line up what would be the die cut element. And it would be easier if you cut this out of acetate, but I think I can do it. And I'm going to do this next layer in Honey Drizzle, which is the next darker. So I'm just using the negative space from my die cuts, and I saved those white die cuts because I am actually going to use them. I'm going to bring in a little bit of orange. Then I'm going to come in with tulip number 2. And you can overlap them if you want. I'm going to overlap it slightly. And do the same thing. So you'll see me, I'm just going to keep going like this. Okay, now it's time to add some foliage. I'm going to use reindeer moss to add some foliage. And we're going to start over here. So I'm going to start with some stems. So this one stem would come down. So I'm not going to do there, but I am going to do down here. Because I don't want the flower to be floating, but I don't want to put the stem in front of the tulip that's I've just created in front. And now you'll see I'm going to have to put this way. And we're going to put a leaf right there. And you can see I'm also putting it there. Now I'm going to flip that open and go ahead and put my leaf all the way up. Again, because this one goes over the fold, I'm going to hold that, flip that open, and go ahead and add the stem in, and then okay. Now we're going to add stem here. And now I'll finish that leaf off after I put that bloom in. Now I got to go inside and do my blooms. So I use the small one on here. Attach it right to that stem. And for this card, I'm going to stamp a sentiment right here on the inside. And we're all done. Isn't that fun? I got this tulip square, straight instead of angled, but otherwise, I really like it. So it looks pretty from the front, but when you open it, it looks pretty too. So you just carry that theme on. Thanks for watching.